Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel, or welcome if you're here for the first time. My name is Katie and I am here to guide you through core yoga today. So go ahead and roll out your mat and get anything that you might need to support this practice, and let's begin. Sitting back on your heels, if that's accessible to you, you could put something in between your hips and your heels, like a pillow or a rolled up blanket or a bolster. Option to sit in another comfortable position if this one isn't attainable for you. Have the hands land palms face down in your lap, and sitting up nice and tall, go ahead and take a nice full deep inhale. Exhale through an open mouth. And do that again. Inhale, sitting up a little bit taller, fill your body up. Exhale, let it go through an open mouth. Maybe you even make a noise. And do that one more time in your own rhythm of breath, and close your eyes if they're open, if that feels safe and comfortable. Exhale. Drop the shoulders away from your ears. Take one hand over the heart space and take the other hand over top of that first hand, just having this moment to connect with yourself. See if there is an intention that you would like to set for this short but powerful core yoga sequence. It can be a word, a phrase, or a short sentence. Just have this moment here for you. You can repeat the intention in your mind silently. When you're ready, you can drop your hands back down to your lap, and let's transition into our first pose here. So pressing your hips back towards your heels as you extend your arms out in front of you, child's pose. Your forehead might come to the earth, or maybe you put a pillow or a block or a bolster underneath it for extra support. Closing down the eyes if that feels safe and comfortable, and just take another nice, long, deep inhale. Deep exhale. Slowly begin to shift your hands over to the right long edge of your mat. As you maintain pressing your hips back towards your heels, breathe into the left side of your body. And a nice deep long exhale, allow the arms to come back through center. And then take your inhale to draw the hands over to the left long edge of your mat, this time taking a nice full deep breath into the right side of your body. And as you exhale, just allow yourself to come back to center, child's pose, maybe even taking this moment to say silently in your mind your intention that you may have set. Arriving in a tabletop position now, shoulders right above the wrists, hips right above the knees. Nice straight back. You're going to inhale as you drop the belly towards the earth. Look forward or up if that's available on the neck, cow pose. And exhale as you round the spine, press the mat away, tuck the chin to the chest, cat pose. Inhale, drop the belly, look forward or up. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, round the spine, open through the back space of your heart. And then do these for a few more cycles of breath. And I do invite you to bring any unique movements here that feel good to you in your body, saying hello to different areas that you might feel sensation, acknowledging them, breathing into them, and exhaling, allow just a little bit more space to be created. Take the next inhale and come back to a neutral tabletop position. And we're going to begin to draw the backs of our hands towards the mat. So move slowly. You might just want to keep one back of the hand on the mat and the other one's palm down, or if it's available, go ahead and tuck both backs of your hands down onto the mat. You might readjust yourself, and then in this case, you can inhale and drop the belly, look forward or up, and exhale, tuck the tailbone, round the spine. One more breath like that. Then slowly but surely moving your palms back to the mat, and allow fingers of both hands to face the long edges of the mat, and then just begin to shift your body weight back and forth a few times. Eventually, slowly allow the fingertips to point back towards your knees if that's available, and then taking a few more rounds of cat-cows if that feels good. We're just giving some warm up to our wrists here. And then sitting back on your heels, you could roll the wrists out in one direction and then the other. Flick your fingers out and then draw the fingers in towards your palm a few times, really igniting those beautiful wrist muscles of yours. And then coming back to a tabletop position here, let's go ahead and draw our right fingertips forward. So they may stay connected to the mat. You might actually hover them a few inches off of the mat, or draw the right bicep parallel to your right ear. Extend the opposite leg, so the left leg, the toes might stay on the mat. They may hover a couple inches, or you might point the toes back so your ankle's in line with your hips. Inhale. Exhale, you can stay still as you draw your belly button to the core, or you can draw the knee to meet your elbow as you bend and meet it in the middle. Inhale to extend. Exhale to contract if that's what you're doing. A few more here. Beautiful. You can drop the right hand back down to the mat, the left knee, and then shake that left wrist out. And then coming back to the other side, so our sunbird pose, option to find where the left arm wants to go today, and the right leg, the right toes. You can stay in some stillness here or bring some movement. Inhale as you extend, exhale as you contract. I'm doing these a few more times, really drawing the awareness to the core here. Draw the belly button into the spine. Last one. And slowly drop the left hand down, shake out that right wrist. Coming to a tabletop position, tuck the toes, inhale, and then exhale. Press the hips up and back, downward facing dog. So a nice generous bend to the knees here can really maintain that straight spine. Option 2, allow the heels to fall closer to the mat if that's available to you. Feel the opening in the back sides of the legs. You could walk out the dog here as you press one heel down, lift the other, and then switch a few times, just acknowledging how it feels to be in your body in this shape. And then slowly you can lower the knees down to the mat, coming to a modified plank pose, shoulders above wrists, and then exhale, tuck the toes, come back downward facing dog. And that's option 1 here, so dropping the knees down, coming into a modified plank. Exhale as you draw the hips up and back, downward dog. Or you can shift your weight forward slowly, high plank, shoulders come above the wrists. And then on that exhale, slightly bend your knees, come closer towards the mat, not touching it, and then send the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Let's do a few more rounds of these, whichever option you chose. And then arriving down into our tabletop position here. So bear pose, tuck the toes, press the hands into the mat, and hover the knees for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly lower the knees back down. Or you can become into a high plank. This one's a little bit more challenging. So honor yourself. Slowly lower the knees to hover for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then coming back to high plank for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hover the knees. 4, 3, 2, 1. Plank pose. 4, 3, 2, 1. 2 more in your own rhythm. From here, we'll take a pause as we lower the hips towards the heels, child's pose, extending the arms out in front of you as an option, or wrapping the arms alongside your body, whatever is going to feel best for you to have this moment here for yourself. All right, let's arrive back into tabletop position, modified plank. Then you're going to draw your right knee in towards to touch your right elbow or wrist, whatever option is going to serve you. So you're going to stay here and come to allow the right knee to come closer to the right arm, working on our obliques here. Option 2, come into a high plank and do the same. So allowing the right knee to come closer to the right elbow or wrist. Doesn't matter if it touches. Let's do 3 more. And then you can go ahead and take a pause in our child's pose, whatever version serves you today. Coming back to your intention for our time here together. And then when you're ready, let's go on to the other side. So option to have modified plank here, shoulders above wrists, drawing that left knee towards the left elbow or wrist. Or option 2, come into high plank. Draw that belly button into your core, support the low back, and then draw that left knee into the left elbow or wrist. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down into child's pose here. Pause for a moment. Catch the breath. Inhale deeply. Fill the body up. Exhale completely. Let go of what no longer serves. And then coming back into our modified plank is option 1 here. This time we're going to cross the right knee to cross over to the left arm. Again, doesn't have to touch, but maybe it comes to the elbow or the wrist. And then option to come into a high plank here. So we're still crossing over. Just maintain that belly button coming closer to the spine, supporting the low back. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly lower the knees down to the mat. Come back into your version of child's pose. Maybe you would like to have a sip of water here if that's available to you. And you know we got to do the other side now. So coming into your version of plank here. This time crossing the left knee over to that right arm. For 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly lower the knees down. Again, finding your version of child's pose. Felt nice for me to wrap my arms around the legs. Take a cleansing breath. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, sigh it out. You're doing amazing work. Let's take it down now. Shifting ourselves to laying down on our backs. Keep the soles of the feet onto the earth and allow the heels to come closer towards your glutes. Getting a little bit of more oblique action here. Go ahead and touch the left hand to the left ankle and then pivot over to the other side. Right hand to the right ankle, left hand to left ankle, right hand to right ankle, and then just go back and forth. 1, 2, 3, 4, breathe. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Few more. Last one. Balance it out. And then arrive back down onto your back. Take the feet out wider than the mat and allow the knees to fall in towards one another. Allow the arms to hang heavy by your sides. And check in with yourself and how it feels to be here right now. Eventually shifting for the knees coming in towards your chest and maybe giving yourself a nice love hug here as you draw your forehead closer towards the knees. Wrap your arms around the legs. Let's finish this off by doing some spinal twists. So open up your arms wide like a T, or cactus your arms as you bend at the elbows. And then shift your hips over towards the left side as you draw your knees towards the right side. So mindful that the left shoulder is pressed into the mat, and if it's not, you can place something underneath that right knee, even your fist of the right hand. Take your gaze over the left shoulder if that's accessible for your neck. Close your eyes, breathe your body. Amazing work. And inhale, draw your head back to center if it wasn't already there. Draw the knees back in towards your chest, and then you can lower the feet down to the mat. This time shift your hips over to the right side and then allow the knees to fall down towards the left. This time the right shoulder is staying rooted into the mat, otherwise you're choosing something to put underneath that left leg. Chin can go over the right shoulder and close your eyes. Few long deep cycles of breath. Drawing your head back to center if it wasn't already there. Knees come back into your chest, and maybe you take a moment to gently shift the knees side to side, just exploring the low back there. And then you can drop the soles of the feet down towards the long edges of the mat as the knees knock in towards one another as an option for Shavasana here. Or if it feels comfortable, extend both legs long. Allow the toes to splay out to the sides. Relax your arms alongside your body. Put a blanket on yourself if that feels supportive and comfortable. And just allow yourself to immerse yourself in all of that beautiful core work that you have done for yourself today. A nice thing to focus on is your breathing here as the mind wanders, knowing that's a normal thing. Just count the length of your inhales and your exhales. Slowly, you'll draw some movement back to your fingertips and your toes, giving them a wiggle. And then I invite you to draw the feet long on the mat, toes touch. Inhale to reach your arms up overhead and back behind you. So we're taking this beautiful full body stretch. Inhale and hold the breath. Point the fingers, point the toes. Exhale, draw the knees in towards your chest. Taking a moment here and then choosing a side to roll over to. Just pause there. It's nice to use your bottom arm as a pillow. And then when you feel ready, go ahead and press yourself up to a comfortable seated position. Allow the hands to land somewhere comfortable in your lap. Take the gaze down to the floor or close your eyes. And take any movements here that might feel good. Some neck rolls, some shoulder shrugs or circles. And then finding this beautiful place of stillness here. Checking in with how you feel physically in your body, withholding any judgment here. And then check in with how you feel mentally and emotionally. And when that feels complete for you, go ahead and draw both arms out to the sides. Inhale and allow the palms to come to touch at the top. Exhale, slide the hands down in prayer pose through heart space. Inhale, swoop the arms out to the sides. Palms come to touch, and exhale, slide the hands down. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. This time, pause with your hands pressed together in front of the heart space. Gentle tuck of your chin towards your chest as you bow your head toward your hands. Thank you for letting me guide you through this core yoga practice. It is truly an honor from my heart to yours. Namaste.